Here on the Overanalyst channel. Last time, I damn near lost my mind trying to fight the first DLC boss, Ludwig the Holy Horse, and as long as he doesn't show up again, I know that the DLC gets really, really tough, but I think we might be okay. We just might make it. I'm so glad to have you all here today. Got a few different things. We're going to be jumping around between, like, the Chalice dungeons, the DLC, and the main game today, trying to accomplish a few different things. Starting with that Hintertomb Chalice. If you recall, toward the end of yesterday's stream, we made it through the first layer of the lower Hintertomb Chalice dungeon, got, like, a ton of loot and ritual materials and the like, and, I'm pretty sure, we, fought a brain sucker as the boss. You know, one of those weird eldritch grappling human hybrid things. It wasn't very tough, didn't even drain that much of our health when it did get a successful grab in, so it was kind of a breather boss, I guess. Since this is a reasonably challenging dungeon, it's got like a depth of 3, which means as Chalice dungeons go, it's kind of in the middle. I'm expecting things to get a little bit more tense the deeper we go. Because remember, the other Depth 3 dungeon we've been to is the one we're currently stuck on in the Thumeru dungeon chain with the undead giant that can one-shot us. Which we are going to try to take down today. Don't worry. Okay, so what do we have here? Big dark hall. There's our boss door. Cold blood. Bullets. Blood vials. Nice. I hear something walking around down here. Or in the distance. Please tell me that's not an undead giant. Sounds like chain scraping or something similar. Hear what I mean? Oh, hello. Goodbye. Almost 1,000 echoes for that guy. Can you believe it? What on earth are they doing? Okay, so I can see a bunch of Thumerians over there. I can still hear whatever that was off in the distance. Maybe this is a good place to put our new sword to work. You know, for a big weapon, at least like in Soulsborne standards, high Soulsborne standards, I'm sorry, it's not that slow. And it doesn't deal that much damage either, but for a big weapon anyway. Ran out of stamina. Ran out of stamina. Is that one of the witches over there? Oh no. No, you don't. How many echoes does she give? Oh wow, well over 1,000. And she dropped pebbles, I'm guessing, that we can't carry? Yeah. Alright. Works for me. Oh, we already damaged that one and he ran off, I guess? More bullets, great. Trust me, if what I know about the other DLC bosses is remotely accurate, we're gonna need those. What's up here on the second level? Sounds like a lovely place, doesn't it? Okay, so nobody's in any of the caskets. That's good. Oh, and this is just where that would have exited out. Okay, so it's one big loop. Gotcha. No, that one's shattered. We can't use it as an elevator. Okay. This one seems more or less linear so far. There's probably going to be a branching path near the boss door, though. What do you think? The sky and the cosmos are one. Yeah, that's fine. Why not? There's our switch. Being guarded by one of those crazed Thumerian soldiers with, scythes, right? A pair of scythes. Good thing we got all these nice, shiny new bullets in our inventory. There we go, thank you. Now, will one parry kill her? Maybe not. Oh, but it did. Very nice, and we got plenty of bullets back for our trouble. Some potent ritual blood. 4. I think ritual blood only goes up to 5 in strength. 4 blood vials. Very nice, very nice. While we're in here, by the way, we might as well have that lantern on. That lantern I keep forgetting exists. Alright, so the boss corridor's open. It looks like there's nothing else outside of it. Love the light fixtures, less so all of the, like, hanging desiccated corpses. That's just my, like, personal style, though. Not terribly big on the whole hanging mummy thing. I mean, obviously, how you want to decorate your resting place of eldritch gods and or home is entirely up to you. Okay, so do we have something extra here? I keep hearing the sound of something like clanking and dragging. So I'm guessing yes. Yes, we do. Okay, is there gonna be like an ambush or something in here? Nope, just a Thumerian. Oh, and a really big... Oh, no. Hey, MC, how's it going? You have arrived just in time for Undead Giant with Cannon Round 2. Does he have any help, or is it just him? So, I mean, like, if it's just him, this is gonna suck, but we can do it. Little slow on the draw there, Haas. There you go. Oh, damn. Whew, just barely. As he says, makes me think of Yakuza 0 holding a cannon like that. Oh, yeah. That was the thing in all of the Yakuza games, I want to say. The only one I ever used was it the Marlin cannon you could get in Yakuza 0? Like a giant fish that fired pretty weak cannonballs? Oh, that one was great. Okay, now, in these low tunnels, we've always got to be on the lookout for those slimes that have ambushed me literally every time I've seen one. Or rather, haven't seen one. And he says, yeah, okay. Thought so. It might have been in one of the earlier games, too, like Yakuza 4 or 5, maybe? We just gotta find our sarcophagus and get the hell out. Again, as long as, and I know this probably isn't going to happen, but as long as Ludwig doesn't show up anywhere else in the game, I think we'll be fine from here on out. Not to say there won't be some really tricky spots, but I'm not going to have a conniption like I did yesterday. Okay, this brings us back out to the Undead Giant arena, right? Yeah. So did we explore everything here, or not quite? Nope, we didn't yet, because we didn't find our treasure. There's always treasure in these side paths. Probably missed a door in the huge, like, stairwell. MC says Ludwig's a pretty interesting boss for a DLC. See, I'm of the mind, and I've not had this reaction to any other boss that's given me a tough time in this, like, little stream series so far, that it's actually, almost solely due to the damage, a really, really poorly designed fight. In fact, he's my least favorite boss we fought in this series so far. Because it feels excessively cheap, even by Bloodborne standards. Now, if he had just been the second phase, or if it had just been the second phase, that would be, you know, perfectly solid. But as it was too much and felt a little too punishing. I'm sorry, way too punishing. Okay, just pebbles, no real loot there. We did get, like, our eyeballs, I think, from the sarcophagus, so we're technically good here. Oh, hello, what's this? Got another chest. What do we got? Organ. Okay, we've got a couple of those earlier in the game, I think. MC says, you know, that's the kind of difficulty you can get in Hand of Fate 2, where you have 3 ogres and curses, making them kill you in 2 hits. Well, right, but... MC says, at least they don't give you a gauntlet of enemies before the boss. They don't, but, again, there's something about the way that fight is designed. And it's exclusive, it's entirely due to the one-shots, like the fact that many regular attacks can easily one-shot you. That makes me think it's maybe even not a poorly designed boss, but a very poorly balanced one. Either give him less health, have him deal less damage, remove the first phase almost entirely, or make it much shorter, or do some mixture of the 3 and you'd have a reasonable thing. And also in Hand of Fate, I'd say, yeah, but either you throw yourself into the endless mode knowing full well, like, hey, this is gonna get harder and harder, and it's just like a score attack. But if it happens during, like, say you've got all those curses and you're fighting a bunch of ogres at once in, like, one of the challenges themselves, like the campaign, you know, like we did a lot of times in Dark Souls, right, when I just got waylaid by something that wasn't the Bed of Chaos. Okay, I made a mistake there, or I wasn't prepared for X, Y, or Z. Let me identify what the problem is, I can address it, I can respec my character, or I can, like, switch out new gear, new armor, something like that, and we'll try again and probably do better. That fight, or Ludwig's fight, allowed for none of that. It was like a super boss in a Platinum game, like Bayonetta, or like back when they were Clover Devil May Cry, or stuff like that. You're going to do this perfectly for a very long time, or you're going right back to the beginning. And MC says, I want to say that boss was an experiment. It was either an experiment or just more fan service for the Dark Souls 2 was too hard crowd. Or too easy, I mean. Speaking of, what do we have here? The Forgotten Madman. Oh. Oh, you're a church hunter with arcane damage. And Ludwig's sword, of course. Really like the set, though. Like the armor. Okay, so parrying him isn't that bad. But I'm sure he's got something nasty up his sleeve, right? Yep. There's a second one with a Kirk hammer. The Madman's Escort. Nice! And yeah, he's got an auger. I kind of expected he would. Ooh, whoops, tried to go in for a parry, but he was dead. Ooh! Damn. Probably better to focus on parrying you, I bet. Just like your boss. Oh, broke my lock on, damn it. Oh, but he has, like, next to no health. Okay, good. We can handle this. We got you! Yeah! Okay, so not the hardest fight in the game, but a really neat little one, too. And for our reward, we get the randomized Lower Hintertomb Root Chalice. Nice. Fights like that normally might give you a blood gem or something as well, but it was a fun little distraction, and I think we can buy the Madman's armor now, right? Like with the Keeper of the Old Worlds. MC says maybe the boss was made for a co-op crowd and they gave you an NPC for single player. That's what I thought. Yeah, I pondered on that yesterday as well. Because they actually give you a choice of 2 different NPCs you can take in, provided you've met Valter. And the free DLC that introduced NPC co-op partners and things like that was released right around the same time. So it made me think, do they kind of want you to play around with some of this? Because he felt much easier just when he was dividing his time between 2 targets. And MC says, as if they were hoping the DLC would breathe life to the multiplayer, because that's the kind of monster you would see and say Monster Hunter. Right, no, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. And maybe it also feels kind of out of place then, because up until this point, Bloodborne hasn't felt like that kind of game. It had, like, co-op multiplayer, like, without NPC summons and things like that, from launch. And it was actually a quite good co-op system. You had password matching, so you could, like, partner up exclusively with your friends or things like that. And it was a very, very fun, rewarding little, like, way to play the game. But none of the bosses feel as though they were designed explicitly for multiplayer in quite the same way that, say, maybe Ludwig does. Either multiplayer or really high-level play. Wait, no, we're not doing that.
Farewell, good hunter.
MC says, this is why I want to say it was an experiment, trying to experiment based on Monster Hunter games like that. Maybe. That's why I kept saying yesterday, genuinely, and I've still not come to mind whether it's, like, interesting but flawed design, or just really bad design. I still can't say. I can say for certain I love the design and concept of these Chalice dungeons, though. So we got Madman, let's see, most tomb prospectors, members of the Healing Church chosen to explore the old labyrinth, unable to withstand the weight of the old knowledge and go mad. This attire is worn by those lost souls. Truth oft resembles madness, inaccessible to the dull of mind. Those who go mad are merely thoughtful souls who fail to reach any conclusions. We're almost certainly not going to wear it, or long term, but we're going to see what it looks like. The appendages across them are said to be a kind of protective charm, or at least that is what these lost souls believe with all their hearts. Yes, they've got some kind of, like, I guess primitive old one draped across their robes, which looks really, really cool. Like, I like the chest piece. The rest of it looks a little tattered, but it's quite nice. MC says, you also mentioned that almost all the weapons in the DLC is strength-based. I want to say that most people going into the DLC have swapped into the strength weapon types and would be rewarded for that in the DLC. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, the dev team, especially like the director of this game in the Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls, loves his big bulky weapons. Loves them. MC says, feels fan servicey. Yes, but to be fair, to be perfectly fair, later on in the DLC, we do get access to weapons that scale off of skill, blood tinge, and there's even one or two that scale really effectively with arcane. Like, believe it or not, Ludwig's sword is primarily an arcane weapon, not a strength-based weapon. Which I find kind of interesting. Alright, back to the bottom of the Hintertomb. This is the final, like, fixed, non-gimmick Hintertomb Chalice level in the game. You can earn later on things like defiled or corrupted chalices that are also fixed dungeons, but mainly just run you through, like, content you've been through before. Not the same exact levels, but, like, bosses and things like that, with higher echo rewards and things like that. With, certain extremely prohibitive criteria, like, say, taking, extra damage from elemental attacks, or, having half the health, but also taking half the physical damage and things like that. Interesting, but maybe not something we'll show on stream unless you guys really, really want to see it, in which case I'd be happy to give it a shot. But, barring that, we'll be through with this particular tile set, the Hintertomb tile set, once we're, or Hintertomb, environment, I suppose, once we're done here. What on earth? Oh, something's poisoned over there. MC says to change the topic, I have a setup on my character basis for Shadowrun if that's our final pick. Oh, cool. I'll be alright with whatever the group decides on, but Shadowrun sounds really intriguing. I might want to try to pick up some of those, or the Shadowrun Returns game sometime soon to give that a try. In part to help inform me about the lore, but also because it looks pretty damn good. Cannon? Cannon, you okay? Cannon? Yes? Okay. Lots of bone marrow ash. Like, lots of it. Blood vials, good. Oh, hello. Get as much of that health back with the rally as we can. Oh, man. Hello. One moment, we'll be right with you. He says, I've never done any Shadowrun beyond picking up passive knowledge of the universe, but I trust our DM. Me as well. They seem like a lovely person, and I'm always down for some, like, really advanced futuristic tech stuff. No, that's... I have no idea what the grab attack is with them. That looked like just a normal part of their combo, but... Okay, I mean, we weren't that deep in, we're fine. Let's turn our lantern on. Yeah, this is the right way. Here we go. Sorry about that. My blood glucose sensor going off. This particular unit I've got installed, they have like a 10-unit shelf life, is really wonky. Like, its readings have been erratic and all over the place, extremely unreliable, and now they're just like, oh, we're not getting any data from the thing that's less than 2 feet from the transmitter. I don't know what's going on with this cannon. It is just... It is a ceaseless discharge of cannon fire. It's a little throwback for some of you. Alright. Oh, and if anybody's interested in, like, some really good Souls-like action, our buddy Seth the Overwitch here on Twitch has recently begun streaming Mortal Shell. A brand new Souls-like that was released today that has a very interesting concept based around possessing different, like, corpses, i.e. character classes, and exploring this really intricate, ominous world. She's quite good at it and is just a fantastic personality, so feel free to give her channel some love and attention. It's good stuff. That's what plugs sound like when you are stressed beyond belief because you're being attacked by like a dozen emaciated corpses. Dude, did that tile, like, steal your paycheck? What's going on? Oh, tomb mold. Nice. Now, who stole my echoes? More eyeballs. Nice. Sounds like the Thumerians partying down in the poison mist over there. There we go. Thankfully, these guys don't seem that tough to parry. More blood, nice. Oh, I was going to try to shoot it and look all cool, but no dice. Oh, I just kind of kicked it with one of my boots during the roll. That's fine. That's close enough. Arrow trap, no thanks. What's in here, then? Ritual blood? Oh no, odd damp blood tinge gem. That could be useful with very specific builds. Ahaha, I saw you that time. Nice try. Is this going to lead out closer to that group of, yeah, group of them partying down near the poison braziers. Also see what appears to be a bloodstone critter over there. So we might want to clear these guys out quick as we like to allow us to focus on it. Got it. Oh no, it's one with the little scythe. Well, bring it on. The big guy with the sickle has probably got all of our echoes. I mean, it's no Blades of Mercy, but the threaded cane is still holding it down, isn't it? Oh no, this guy ended up inheriting our souls. Echoes, whichever. So I did not know this, but apparently the Blades of Mercy have a very similar design, but not gameplay function, to a weapon, a special soul weapon we never got in Dark Souls 2. Apparently, if you manage to farm 50 Lois Night Souls from the old Chaos at the end of the second or third DLC... Okay, no readings, Dexcom, I got you. You will be able to receive Alsana's soul, the friendly Child of Dark in Ilium Lois, and that soul can be transmuted into a sword called the Ilium Lois, a special, like, curved sword formed by like two smaller blades joined together that happens to look very, very similar to the Blade of Mercy. I was not aware of that until just yesterday. MC says, I had fun yesterday talking as our survival character Rex, stating with no emotions that everyone had various abilities, but none of those makes them better than the others, and working together was the true power. In a survival setting, and I would say argue in life in general, that's definitely true. And, oh! Check this out! Messengers. Yeah, no, I've read about this. In various points in the, like, fixed chalice dungeons, you can encounter messengers that'll sell special items. MC says, turns out Dark Souls grinding is rewarding. Oh, it really, really is. Especially, like, if you've got a bunch of items or armor that increase, like, say, the item drop chances for all enemies. Like, say, the Jester's Helm and the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring in Dark Souls 2. You can go through and just get a whole bunch of loot. And eventually, by the end of a playthrough, if you've done enough grinding, not only will you have more levels, but hold on. I saw you. You'll have, like, your pick of all of the game's equipment for the rest of that game, or for, like, a New Game Plus or something. And odds are you'll have the stats to use any of it. Okay, what do they got? Standard consumables. Oh! They're offering, like, special versions of DLC weapons. That's really interesting. And the Sinister Hintertomb Root Chalice. We'll definitely be buying that, but... Uncanny Lost. So they've just got different, differently shaped blood gem slots. That appears to be it. Well, we don't need any of those, because aside from the safe, which isn't... or scythe, which isn't the world's greatest weapon compared to what we have, we won't be using any of these. But the Sinister Root Chalice, let's take a look at this. When used in a ritual, this sinister chalice summons the sinister resonant bell. The bell-ringing woman appears to be a mad Pthumerian, so, like, there's more bell maidens in those dungeons, I suppose. The Hintertombs are unceremonious homes to graves and death, cesspools of noxious snakes and insects. Okay, so it'll also call in, like, other players to invade you. That's interesting and ominous. Well, thanks for the ancient cursed chalice, guys. Real pals. Oh boy. We got spiders. We got Mensis spiders, and we've got a lot of them. Although, really, when it's spiders, more than one, or more than zero, I would argue, is too many. And another mad Pthumerian soldier. Ooh, the tracking on that. Did you see that? Jeez Louise. At least they're really easy to parry. That's our saving grace there. Lots of bullets. Nice. Oh, and there's more of them waiting in the rafters. Oh no. Let's not forget, the spiders can deal, frankly, obscene amounts of damage. Even more so, these poisonous variants, I'm certain. Alright, y'all want to come on down? That's the way. Thankfully, they're kind of easy to dodge. In small groups, of course. Hey, we got a sarcophagus. That's what I'm talking about. What kind of ritual material do you have? More organs? Nice, nice. Do we get insight for opening up those sarcophagi? I think that's what that, like, kind of ominous sound effect means. Is we gain insight. God damn it, I saw that on the way in and managed to dodge it perfectly and forgot it was there on the way back out. Oh, right. Right, blood lickers can show up in deeper chalice dungeons when you perform, like, visceral attacks on larger enemies and then leave a room. They have a chance of spawning, you know, coming in to lick up all that blood. Oh, wow, those are really, really flexible legs. We got it, though. Who would have thought this would finally be the time I learn how to handle blood lickers? Never really did get that down during my first playthrough. Thanks for teaching me something, Bloodborne. Okay, now was all of this... If it's a sarcophagus, or if there's a sarcophagus at the end of the route, that usually means it's a side path. So I'm guessing we've seen all there is to see and do all that's to be done here. Time to hoof it on back to the entryway, right? Some of these dungeon floors are so sprawling that I end up losing my way really, really easily. I guess they don't call it a labyrinth for nothing. On through the poison. And here we go, back to business. Ooh, Ritual Blood 4. We'll take it. I have a feeling they would have been throwing Molotovs at us from up here had we not caught them by surprise. You know, I'm pretty sure once we beat, or around the time we beat one of the final bosses of the main game, we get a really good skill-based weapon. But that ain't gonna be for a while. Let's get all that health back, thank you. Being able to get these guys out of the way quickly makes the potential appearance of a blood licker easily worth it, right? Whew. This should be the final floor of the Hinder Tomb, I want to say. A couple of these dungeons have 4 floors, like I think lower through Meru, the one with the crazy undead giant, does have 4 floors, so that's not the end. Yet, anyway. Okay, so back to the boss door. Provided there's nothing else down here. Which I don't think there is. But there's probably gonna be another side path in here, right? Or did we get everything here? No. No, we didn't explore over here, which is where the crazy Molotov Thumerians were targeting. Visceral attacks are the way to go to deal with those soldiers. Thanks to the Brain of Mensis' rune, we just get so many echoes from these enemies, it's insane. And also makes going through the Chalice dungeons extremely rewarding. Alright, we ready? Boss time. What do we think it's gonna be? Whatever could it be? Something we've seen before? Something entirely new? I was ready for that time. Oh, Oh, it's another one of these swamp rooms with, oh god, a pair of undead giants. Well, I don't know that anything in the world would be worth that. Instead of Molotovs, I'm pretty sure he was throwing dung. Lovely. That or poison throwing knives. One or the other. You got blood vials for me? Yes, thank you. So for this, we're gonna want to keep our antidotes on call. So for this, I'm thinking go in, get the treasure, and then get the hell out. Don't even bother trying to cut down the giants. Not worth it, given all the blood echoes we got. Well, maybe. Does aggroing one aggro the other? Ooh! That's the other thing. So many enemies in this game have phenomenal, like, coverage on the horizontal axis for their attacks. Oh, and he killed me. One hit. Yeah. He killed me with an attack that did not connect with my character. It's alright, we can get him back. Can't be sloppy, though. Have to still pick off the ranged enemies as we get closer. Down we go. Come on, come on. There was a floor like this in the first Hinter Tomb, wasn't there? Or an area, I should say. There was an area like this. Let's go ahead and prime those antidotes just in case. Oh no, the damn giant has my echoes. No, no. Are you kidding me? 100,000 plus echoes lost. Damn it. Oh. Because, again, it can one-shot you. Like everything in this game can. MC says, one thing I learned today in Dark Souls is that the starting dagger is actually insanely powerful for enemies that can be parried or backstabbed. Yep. Daggers, certain daggers especially, have some of the most potent critical attacks in the game, as do, as one would expect, I believe, thrusting swords and spears. And MC also says that's harsh. Well, it is, because if you remember, a lot of, like, larger non-human enemies, or even a lot of, like, say, the NPC hunters, are not able to actually, like, capture your echoes once you die. If one of those kills you and there's nothing around to inherit them, they'll just kind of be pulled up on the ground, like is the case with a lot of bosses. But no, these non-boss giants can just steal your souls, and of course they have a one-hit kill attack that, I don't know if you noticed the first time around, didn't even connect with me. I understand taking, like, AoE damage, that's common for a lot of slam attacks in this series, but usually, if you're not hit by the actual boss itself, like you're not hit by its form, you take significantly reduced damage from the shockwave or what have you. So that was several levels down the drain. Are you goddamn... They're all one-hit kills. They can all be one-hit kills. You know what? Fine. Just I've given over 112,000 echoes to that thing. Let it keep them. I'll just go through and get whatever's in the sarcophagus and get the hell out of Dodge. And he says, yeah, so it's not fair combat. It's Bloodborne combat, man, and I hate to say it again. I really hate to be negative or angry or critical on these streams, but this is easily becoming, or it easily is my least favorite entry in the franchise from a mechanical perspective. Like, there's a lot of really cool ideas and a lot of things that are iterated upon, and I would argue greatly improved in Dark Souls 3 that end up making the Dark Souls formula feel so much more dynamic and, like, engrossing. But this feels insanely poorly balanced at times. And I know you said earlier something felt off about the game, like... So, like, look, this time, this guy gets my echoes. Like, what the hell? Something felt a little bit off about the game, or like the way it seems to work. And aside from maybe the combat being designed to be more punishing than it was in earlier entries, I think I've got an idea. I thought about this a lot. I thought about this a lot prior to the Ludwig fight driving me up the wall, for the record. So... Oh, god damn it! So much of this game's appeal, or sort of its distinction from other entries in the series, is its speed, right? The insane, frenetic speed and intensity of combat. But something a lot of people might not pay much credence to is that when we talk about speed in regards to a title like this, we're actually describing two entirely distinct phenomena. The first, and the one that, say, like, promotional materials and a lot of reviews and things like that probably focus on, because it's more eye-catching, is the kinetic experience of speed. So the kinetic phenomenon of speed. The sensory experience of speed. Relative to a Dark Souls game, for instance, I feel so much faster, my attacks come out faster, my animations are faster, my dodge has greater iframes and is executed far more quickly than it would be unless I was wearing practically nothing in a Souls game. It feels very fast and engaging and kinetic, and that's a great thing. But we have to recognize that in a combat-focused game like this, and like Dark Souls, speed as a central, like, aspect of design is inherently comparative. You're only fast in regards to your enemies, and you're only slow in regard to the movement of your enemies. See, in Bloodborne, or in, say, Dark Souls 2, when we went for not even a dex build, but like a generalist build with more of a focus on being able to move kind of agile, or in an agile manner, we weren't, like, in a sensory way, super fast. You didn't feel fast. A lot of motion still felt very deliberate, but with exceptions like, say, the Elan Knights or dogs or something like that, notice that we were able to run circles around most enemies. We executed our attacks and dodges and things like that faster, pound for pound, than most of our enemies did. But in Bloodborne, yes, you're much faster, but so is everything else. Those goddamn giants, these big, cumbersome enemies, like compare them to Dark Souls giants, for instance. Yeah, they're slightly slower than my character is, but actually not as much as it feels like they are. Their attacks still come out insanely quickly, and big old bosses like Martyr Ligarius, like Ludwig and all of them, yes, they're the way their motions, their animations are designed, it looks very kind of burdensome and all that, but their execution is still not much slower, or in the case of Ludwig, I would argue, is actually faster than mine still. So, in actuality, relative to your enemies, relative to your environment, you aren't faster in Bloodborne than you would be with a dex build in a Dark Souls game. In Dark Souls, I would be able to run circles around these guys, and it wouldn't matter if they could one-shot me, because I would be able to see their attack coming if I build my character a certain way, and be like 3 states over by the time it executes, or I'd be able to devote my points into a heavy strength build with bulky armor and all that, and take a few hits no problem, no worries at all. This game deprives you of that choice, while also, like, look at how much damage that one attack from a common enemy did. And how quickly it was executed. That doesn't seem balanced in the least, regardless of whether or not this is optional content. Dark Souls, again, wouldn't do that to you. The old Chasms of the Abyss were really tough, but they were tough in part because of the composition of the encounters there, and the fact that those little groups of Abyss Phantoms tended to complement each other's skills really, really well, and had some, like, precarious terrain. Here, everything just deals a shit ton of damage and is just as fast, if not faster, than you are. So, yeah, I think that's it. Nimsy says, I think you just pointed me to the problem. Everything is faster, but the enemy combat animation is the same length as in Dark Souls with more kinetic motion. Yeah. So, you are in danger for an extended period of time. And again, I gotta keep going back to, it feels like, relative to your enemies, you are not any faster in this game than you were in Dark Souls. In fact, you might be a little bit slower in many scenarios. And they've deprived the choice of building your character in one of various ways to kind of, say, make up for your own flaws as a technician in combat. They've removed that almost entirely. Oh, right, gotta go one-handed. There we go. Down. Good, got it. Oh, didn't mean to take an antidote, my bad. Ritual Blood 4. Okay, good. We'll be needing that. Yeah, I think we may have cracked the code as to what feels so off about Bloodborne, at least from a design perspective. And again, thankfully, none of these are mistakes we see repeated in Dark Souls 3. Everything's improved upon. So they definitely, I guess, learned from this and refined it the way FromSoft is so skilled at doing to make a really, really good game. Again, from like a gameplay design perspective, I've got my like gripes about the lore, a lot of them that we'll get into, but from like the way it plays, oh my god, Dark Souls 3 feels and kind of is amazing. You know something that's really fascinating, though? Oh my god. According to a whole lot of people for whom, like, Dark Souls, the formula of it, just kind of didn't click, Bloodborne was the entry that allowed them to really get into the series and understand its mechanics and begin to appreciate what the series had to offer. And in that regard, that's fantastic. I just find it kind of odd that... Well, actually I don't. There's not as many mechanics to learn, there's not as many really, really nuanced design elements that players have to spend their time mastering in this if they just want to get through, like, say, the main campaign or what have you. And it's very kinetic, and it's fun, and it's visceral. So I can see that, and I think it's great. I think it's great that the players who weren't able to get into Dark Souls could appreciate this. I love that. And of course, whatever games you enjoy, I'm glad that you feel you're getting your money's worth and are having an enjoyable time with them. MC says, I would think Bloodborne players turning to Dark Souls make heavy weapon builds. That's interesting, maybe. Bloodborne is closer to an FPS. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Oh my god. It feels like one. Because I also suck at those. Alright, let's see what our Hintertomb boss is. Oh no. Hi. Dude, why can you teleport? So in his first phase, he doesn't seem too bad, right? I mean, he hits hard because Bloodborne, but... Oh, it turns into a flaming crossbow? Dude, that's so cool. If nothing else, I really love the design of the Pthumerian bosses. But I bet, like his descendant, he's got some kind of special trick up his sleeve once we get to half health. Oh, it transforms into different weapons. That is so cool, dude. Okay, I kind of love this guy, actually. Oh, he sends out shockwaves now. Oh, he's got a lance? Oh, shit! So he's not moving anymore quickly. Oh my god, it has an explosive after effect. Jesus Christ, man. Got him! Oh my god, we got a Pthumerian on our first try, damn. And that was technically the tougher one. I guess all those late game levels paid off, eh? So we got a cold, damp blood gem and some bloodstone shards, okay. I actually really liked that one. Kinda like the Pthumerian Descendant, in that... thanks, MC, that's... Man, after Ludwig yesterday, I kinda needed that. I love the fact that he could turn his little torch into various weapons, and depending on, like, the form that the flames assumed, you had to react quickly to determine, okay, what attack is coming out, what way do I dodge, how do I get away from it, and a couple of them, like the Morning Star and the crossbow, were really easy to dodge. The scythe, less so. I like that idea. I really like that idea. MC says, maybe now that we figured out it's an FPS, you know what to expect of the gameplay. Oh, I know what to expect. I just know I'm not any good at it, but I don't need to be necessarily, because we're actually almost done here, believe it or not. We've got the Lauren chalices, the ice challenge, or chalice, what remains of Lower Themeru, and the last 2 Themerian dungeons, and the DLC and the cathedral, and then we're done. So in that vein, I think I'm going to try my hand at the, gonna level up first. We learned our lesson there. I'm going to try my hand at the undead giant in Lower Themeru. So we're gonna keep on picking up Arcane for now. Trust me, we're gonna need it. And I've got an idea. Now, I know it's going to just wreak havoc on our, weapon durability. But since that giant's big and bulky and can one-shot us with most of his physical attacks, what if we just try to use the shockwaves that the Moonlight Sword send out to wear him down a little bit? I mean, that's probably going to go catastrophically wrong, but it's worth a shot, I guess. Anything gonna give us greater... Anything that's not cursed going to give us greater damage. Yeah, that's not quite worth it. Okay, our gems are looking pretty good, I guess. The Tempering Blood gem seemed to add a little bit. Yeah, why not? Okay. Looks like we're ready to head on down to try our hand against the big guy once again. This is the variant with the hammer and chains that apparently is notorious even online, so it... Like, there are video guides, I'm pretty sure, dedicated to providing strategies for this one specific fight, I think. Which I highly doubt there are for, say, the Man-Eater Boar or the Brain Sucker. Well, maybe, because they're like Chalice Dungeon bosses if somebody was making a series of videos chronicling every Chalice Dungeon fight, but hold on. So sorry, 1 second, guys. Alright. Sorry about that. What kind of range do we have on this again? Not nearly as much as I'd like, but it'll do. I mean, yeah, that's not a ton of damage, but it's relatively safe damage. This is going to destroy our weapon's durability, but hell with it. We've got to play this extremely safe. Hey, Seth, thank you so much for the host. We're using yesterday's trophy to try to cut down another late-game boss that will, probably one-shot us, even with this armor. Look at that health, would you? Now, if we can get in close enough to break that pustule, like on his hip, we could deal a ton of damage in a short order, but right now I'm more interested in just surviving this. Oh, it's using my bullets. Oh dear. Okay, looks like we're going to have to adapt on the fly. Okay, that is good that they don't allow you to just cheese it with the Moonlight Sword, I suppose. He says, heartbroken. That's the attack. That's the attack that at least everybody online is terrified of. Oh, and there's that one. There's also that one. See, all of those flails deal really significant damage as well. Now, hold on. I'm trying to think, is there a way around this? Like some kind of item we could use, and no dice. You're gonna use that? Yeah, use that giant hammer. Not like that. Not like that. That's not the way to use the hammer. Okay, so let's think. Maybe the great sword can stagger him somehow. Let's give this a try. Let's use the sword as it's actually meant to be used. And while we're at it, hold on. I'm thinking... I've heard Shaman Bone Blades are really good for taking on bigger enemies. I'm thinking either that, or, maybe we can just use some Molotovs. Now, we cannot buff our sword while it's in its transformed state, right? Or no, can't buff it at all. Yep, well, there goes the pustule, and there we go. God almighty. So the answer to can we stun the giant is maybe? Okay, so we're gonna need to break that pustule right off the bat because it deals insane damage and will actually weaken him later on. But then we're going to need to get right out of town because he follows it up immediately with that slam no matter what. Funny thing is, as far as these, like, side dungeons go, this isn't a particularly late game or, like, significant boss. This one's just really, really tough. I think the final boss of this dungeon is actually our buddy Rom again, the spider from the mid-game. Okay, so we can do, like, with the increased range of the sword, we can do, like, kind of a hit-and-run thing whenever he throws the flails around, which might be our best bet, I'm thinking. Oh, you cut so much health. He looks like a severely degenerated, like, church giant from the Cathedral Ward. Like, may have just been thrown down here for ages! Oh my god! That was just a standard physical attack, too. There was not any, like, huge wind-up for that or anything. We'll give this one more try, and if we don't get it, then it'll be back into the DLC. For the next area where we can get the weapon I've been building myself up for ages. Really excited to show that off to you guys. I'd say we're safer around his rear, but then he usually comes out with that like 360-degree spin that gets coverage from the flails. 1, 2, just 2. So maybe not locking on and focusing on like the limb that has been transformed into a rough club might be advisable as well. Oh my god. This is so stressful. Oh! He's fast, too. He's, for something of this size, like, has surprisingly little, like, recovery time after most of his attacks. Oh, did I broke his arm, I think. Nice. Watch me get like a cursed blood gem for this. That is a grab attack. I'm terrified of that. And what is this? Did he just like heal his limb? I've never seen one of them do that before. I'm sorry this is taking a while, but this seems to be the safest slash only viable way for us to do this. Whew. One. Uh-oh. No! Oh! Oh, that was bad. That was so bad. There's the grab. Gotta go for that pustule sometime. Well, we caught it, we just haven't ruptured it yet. Whoa, 4 attacks in a row? That's new. We've seen up to 3 before, right? There's the big one. Oh, down again. Got greedy, got greedy. That one's on me. And kudos to this guy. He is the MVP of the dungeon. I guess after finding out that her children couldn't hold us back, Rom just, like, wanted to be extra careful and hired a bouncer. Oh, there goes the arm again. Look at all that blood flying out of his wounds. Oh, sick. Oh, he can follow it up now. Oh, good. One. No follow-up. There is no way we could have done this with the Blades of Mercy, is there? We finally found a limit to our favorite little toys. The timing here is so tight. Look at those flails go flying all over the damn place. One of your buddies owes me a whole lot of money. Like 120,000. And sir, I am come to collect. Oh, that was close. That was too close. Way too close. Oh my god. You know, if we had a better ranged weapon, this would also be relatively easy, I want to say. 5? Okay. Okay, we got 5 now. That's alright, I can do 5. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, by the way, as we slog our way through this fight. The slam is probably his most easily exploitable attack. Like that. But we missed it. The coverage he gets on that sweep from the flails is really good. Oh no! Suitably epic music for what originally was, or I think it's just supposed to be a placeholder fight, really, for something a bit more significant. Now, I know, like, people around here love their blood, but shouldn't you run out of that stuff a while ago? Like, I mean, we could just take a rain check for the day if you want to go get that taken care of. I'm alright. Oh, he's not giving us any real openings here that don't come with a guaranteed one-hit kill on the other side. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. Oh god, no. Just nice and easy. Nice and easy. I'm proud of this attempt, regardless of how it is. That's not a club. He's got his hand shoved down a pig's throat, it looks like, right? Doesn't that look like a malformed... Oh no, it is. It is just like a big old lump of clay or something. But it looked a bit like the skin tone of the man-eater boar. Yes! Ha! Okay. Okay, so we used a very cheap tactic, but we got it! And yes, we did in fact get a middling to low-tier blood gem. Alright. Alright, Bloodborne. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate you so much. And MC says, this is the kind of mid-boss I'd see before Ludwig. Yeah, actually. Except the one saving grace compared to that fight is, he is... And I'm not going to go ahead and say having that many one-hit kills is one of my favorite mechanics, because it's not. But he is very slow. Even, like, relative to our character. So there is that. And MC says, another thing about this game that feels off is that the difficulty seems randomized. There's progression, but there are walls all over the place to pad the life of the game. I wouldn't necessarily say because of padding, but it does feel like there are more peaks and valleys in the difficulty in this game, if only because it was the devs' first attempt at making something in the Dark Souls style, using a more, like, active, kinetic combat system, and maybe, like, there were certain points where balance was just a little off, one way or another. Remember, there's also bosses like the Keeper of the Old Lords, Watchdog of the Old Lords, Celestial Emissary, Mikolash, that seem a bit too easy for where they're located, so that might have something to do with it. I would say for a first attempt at this type of playstyle for a studio known for more cumbersome, like kind of methodical action games, they did pretty well overall, frustrating as it can be at times. Is it my favorite entry in the series? No, nowhere near. But it's still a very good game on its own merits. And with that, we're ready to carry on deeper into Themeru, right? We've got 2 more levels to go. I think, just because I've read about this dungeon before, like, not for the stream, but a good while ago when I was just looking up, say, Bloodborne design, Rom is somewhere in here, and, I think a Dark Beast is somewhere in here. You know, one of the big electrical werewolves that the old beggar in the forest turned into? One of those things could be a real problem in the Chalice dungeon, the other could not. Yep, it's Rom. Now this is cool foreshadowing. Oh my god, you guys are as frightening as ever, but weaker than ever. Oh, it's more of the weird, like, eldritch centipede monsters. There's our Bell Maiden. That's an easy find. No! Oh, boy. Well, we're gonna have to put up with some fun down here, aren't we? Oh, my god, what are you? Oh, you're new. You're... Holy crap. Chalice dungeons, folks. Lots of interesting surprises all over the place. That actually looks very similar to a boss that was scrapped midway through design. I think it was called the Great One Beast or something like that. It was like this twisted mutant horse that had been tainted with, like, the Great One's blood at some point. Looked fairly similar to what I've seen of that particular creature. Okay, let's try this again. Hi. I did not know they could attack with silk from the rear, but okay, that's... Or maybe they couldn't earlier? Maybe they have a separate moveset when they're, like, not with their mother? Okay, that should take care of... I would say that would take care of the Red Phantoms, but she didn't call all of them in. There's either multiple bell ringers or some of these are static. Hey, it's another one of the big Themerian soldiers from... Was it earlier in this Chalice dungeon or early on in the Hintertomb? I think it was earlier in this dungeon where we saw the Watchers for the first time, right? Okay. Whew. I love the design of these guys, like the eroded armor, the massive greatswords. This looks pretty cool. Okay, no complaints there. See, when glitches work to my benefit, they're great. When they don't, they're not. Quicksilver bullets. I really like these garden areas. We've only seen a couple of them up to this point, but they're absolutely gorgeous. Oops, barely missed. Hello, Snatcher. So the Eldritch Centipede trees, given how much health they have, these things are almost assuredly not worth fighting here. What we want to do... God almighty, there's a lot of them down there, isn't there? What is this? Oh, an NPC we could summon if we wanted to. Madman Wallar. I think we're good for now, but it's good to know there's help if we need it for Rom. Which we might do. She has exponentially more health here. Look at all these things, y'all. There was only one of them in the main campaign. Right then, where's Helldoggo? Take me to your king. I like how so many enemies that we've already seen get, like, reskins or alternate palettes for the Chalice dungeons. Like in here, the dogs, presumably, like, long abandoned, have, grown these extremely long, shaggy coats. Oh god, there's two of them. Why is there two of them? Well, I know how to deal with this. They're beasts, right? So... Sorry, there we go. Oh! That's a keeper of the Old Lords. What on earth are they doing here? Oh, it's the hunter's dogs on crack. No, 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 no. No! Damn it, there were my echoes, too. Come on. They can breathe fire? Wow. Okay, so Chalice Dungeon 3 does not play around. I think we had the right idea using the cane for the beasts, but everything else is still dagger territory. Again, pretty sure for beating one of the final bosses, our reward is a scimitar that transforms into a scythe. Which, I mean, that's right up my alley. Wow. Wow. So at least everything's still dropping loads and loads of echoes. Right now we just gotta get ready for the night. Yeah, that was entirely on me. Should have dodged to the side. Wow. Wow, this game. And remember, there's 2 dungeons in the Thumeru quest line that is necessary to kind of get a gold trophy and 100% the game, quote-unquote, that are harder than this, like just in terms of what stats your enemies have and things like that. There's like something like a deep Thumeru chalice, and then like the Thumeru Ihil chalice. And like the optional like chalice dungeon final boss is at the bottom of the ladder. And apparently is one of the easiest bosses in the game, somehow, like, after all this. Not entirely sure how much I believe that. I want to believe it, but... I do really like the look of the knights, though. That's a really cool design. Tempering Blood Gem. We've not seen many weapons that have those crescent-shaped slots for blood gems, save the special variants the messengers were offering in the Hintertomb, right? And since it's a fixed dungeon, I presume we can always go back there for those if we're so inclined. Oh my god. Thought we could just barely beat the timer there, but no dice. Okay, so we're actually going to run. I'm pretty sure our way out is being guarded by the Keeper of the Old Lords and his doggos. Okay, I get it. So the centipede monsters are here to keep us in play, more or less. Man, they are really good at this. They're even using, like, flanking tactics? My god. Wow. Should we keep trying this or go do something else? I honestly don't know. Okay, actually, tell you what. No, we have done just enough Chalice Dungeon for today. I think we'll take on the next area of the DLC, which is where we can work our way towards, like, the super interesting, unique arcane weapon I've been talking about this whole time. See, something interesting about this DLC, it's not really advertised prominently, is it has 2 special runes that can be acquired, I think, through quest lines each. And when equipped, they transform your character, giving you a different basic moveset, right down to your dodges and everything like that. There's 1 rune for transforming yourself into a beast, in the vein of that hunter, like Irreverent Izzy, we saw early on in the Hunter's Nightmare. And there is another, the one I'm going for transforming yourself into a humanoid old one, replete with extremely bizarre eldritch attacks. How is he still alive? We killed him. He died and gave us his sword, whatever. I can see why all these corpses are piled up here now. I'm a believer. So we're in the church's dungeon, I think. MCS, can you turn yourself into an anime character? No, thank God. We got some frenzied cold blood in here. We've got a church servant in here. Been a while since we've seen y'all. Oh, they're spoiling me. Church servant and old wheelchair man. 2 of my favorite enemies back to back. So we're going to need a door, or yes, we're going to need a door for these doors. We need a door for that key. The Fist of Gracia. Alright, MC, no problem. That is actually an offhand weapon. It is one of very few non-projectile offhand weapons in the game. A chunk of iron fitted with finger holes. The hulking hunter woman, Simple Gracia, ever hopeless when handling hunter firearms, preferred to knock the lights out of beasts with this hunk of iron, which, incidentally, caused heavy stagger. Gracia was a fearsome hunter, and to onlookers her relentless pummeling appeared oddly heroic. No wonder this weapon later assumed her name. So it's basically a very, very primitive, like, iron knuckle, or brass knuckle, and can be used without incurring any, like, Quicksilver bullet charge to stun enemies, much like a firearm could. So, pretty nice. Not sure I prefer it over our pistol, but good to have. Do we hear the bell? I don't know what to say, so we'll say yes. Oh no. We're supposed to say no. Whoops. Well, we'll come back with a key and find whatever he's holding. I hope I didn't just ruin, like, a quest line or an opportunity to get items. That'd be a real shame. So I actually really like the look of this area. I remember my best friend playing through here. So, of course, like, at the very least, FromSoft knew what was going on, knew what was... Oh my god. Rats with glowing eyes. Very cool. They knew what Ludwig was like, what they put you through, so hold on. Right after that fight, right after you have, like, ground yourself into paste against Ludwig, they're like, hey, you know what, you probably need to go to the hospital, so here you go. They're taking care of us, at the least. Bloodstone, okay. So yes, we're right where we've needed to be all along. Oh, hello. Oh, they're both hostile. I thought since the one was, like, speaking, we could, or praying, I suppose, we could talk with her, but no dice. So the other one has some kind of ranged projectile. I think that might be called the Black Sky Eye, what she's shooting us with. There we go, that's what we like to see. Woo-wee, but you have a lot of health. Oh, and she is, like, just chanting all the way along. Is she, like, entirely a ranged fighter? That's unusual, but it would be appreciated right now. Because not having to melee our way through two of these in a row would be real nice. Oh no, it looks like she's got some kind of offhand sword. Oh, so she's using the double-barreled repeating pistol, which is one of the more powerful firearms in the game. Wow, she's, like, running right underneath our bullets. Here we go. Yeah, it's party time. As long as the other one doesn't just grind us up, we might be good here. I'm surprised we were able to pull that off quite as easily as we did. Yeah, that's the Black Sky Eye, alright. Easy, easy. Okay, wasn't expecting to say that about anything in this stream, but... She gave us plenty of bullets. Nice. And that thing in the back is the surgical altar. If you remember, Exit pointed us towards a medallion being clutched by Lawrence, the first vicar, that quote-unquote unlocks the surgical altar. So, we just place this pendant here. Sure, that's where that goes. Remember, the Healing Church and its affiliated institutions are all about growing eyes on the inside of the brain to gain insight into the eldritch truth, or something. Functionally, all this does is unlock a very, very cool elevator. But that also will bring an additional elevator platform up into the hospital wing, which we can go back down and, like, get onto and ride down to some optional treasure. Welcome back, MC. MC says, reminds me of Tomb Raider 4. A bit, maybe, yeah. So now we're gonna ride this down and send it back up without riding it ourselves. There we go. Behold! A beautiful, ornate, like, throne, purely for ceremonial purposes, I think. So here we've got Lawrence's skull, the skull of the first vicar. Which, is it an artifact, I'm guessing? No. Key item? Skull of Lawrence, first vicar of the Healing Church. In reality, he became the first cleric beast, and his human skull exists only within the nightmare. The skull is a symbol of Lawrence's past and what he failed to protect. He is destined to seek his skull, but even if he found it, he could never restore his memories. I think that might allow us to fight him, then. So now we can go ahead and ride this back down. And he says, pulling Horus Ankh at the beginning of Tomb Raider 4, freeing Seth. I've not seen that myself, but that sounds like a decent comparison. So what could be down here? But even more loot. Oh, the church cannon! This is the, ranged weapon that the giant transformed executioner outside of Ludwig's boss room was using. We don't have the 27 strength, nor the, blood tinge required to use it, but it looks quite cool. An oversized weapon used by the Healing Church, a type of cannon that fires with a curved trajectory and creates an explosion upon impact. Originally designed for use by brawny men with deteriorated brains, not for just any ordinary hunter. So like, the church giants, right? But the men lacked the wits to effectively operate firearms, and the weapon was quietly ushered into permanent storage. So, a lot of the lore we're going to be getting in this area is really to drive home the fact that, hey, even though the Healing Church weren't as bad as, say, the School of Mensis, which actively sought to collaborate with malicious old ones and enthrall humanity so that they may one day transcend it, the Healing Church, they weren't necessarily good, they were just less bad. Which I guess should make us feel better about cutting down their leader, like, what, a couple hours into the game? MC says Tomb Raider 4 was not a well-liked game, but I had such a good time with it. Oh, yeah, no, I know exactly the title you're thinking of. It looked like it was fine, based on what little gameplay like I've seen. It looked like maybe it wasn't great by the standards of a Tomb Raider game, but it was, like, perfectly fine for what it was. Alright, so welcome to a gorgeous area, the Healing Church Research Hall. All of this is poisoned, somehow, and most of our enemies here are going to be, like, the unfortunate subjects of Healing Church experiments into transcendence and potential avenues to becoming like the old ones. It's a gorgeous looking area, I think. One of the best in the game. Hello, Bloodstone Critter. Based on what I remember from watching my friend play this, right when it was launched, the patients here are no joke at all.
Someone seen my eyes. I'm afraid I've dropped them in the puddle. Everything's pale now.
God, look at this poor guy.
Someone.
MC says, I miss Tomb Raider being based loosely on mythology, but exploring deeply, not generic human enemies that fight because they decide it's what to do. So like pirates and raiders and the like. Yeah, I gotcha. I could totally see that. It's always a shame when a series likes to abandon some of its more, like, unusual aesthetic choices. Hold on, real quick. I'm going to look up, too, to make sure I don't miss it, because there's a specific quest line you have to complete to get the weapon I'm thinking of. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, just checking to make sure. Okay, okay. And he says, did you know there was an action-adventure platformer? I sure do. I've seen quite a bit of Tomb Raider 2. I've never played any of, like, the original ones, but, I've seen quite a bit of Tomb Raider 2. Laboratory Floor 1. Doesn't open from this side. At least the Healing Church were very serious about security and locking up their holdings. So these guys can attack you, and believe it or not, they hit pretty hard, as you can see. This might call for Cain. Well, I would say that if they weren't so... Jesus H! Okay, they're fast. They're very, very fast. My God. Okay. MC says Tomb Raider 2, Dagger of Xian, or How to Kill That Dragon. Patient room, floor 2. And what the hell were they doing here? I mean, clearly their experiments were on the right track, right? This is close to an old one. Almost there. Got some blood vials, and a back way into the patient's ward. Oh, God.
Someone help me. Darkness. It frightens me. And what rises from its deadly depths.
What on earth?
Please, take my hand. Please, help me. Don't let me drown.
So this is easily the most unsettling area we've been to yet. Jeez Louise. So I don't know if we want to kill them, like mercy kill them or not. MC says, I visited Tomb Raider 2 years later and understood after why Tomb Raider 3 and 4 were a bit of a disappointment. Few games capture the claustrophobic feel of exploring a sunken ship. So true. And it's a very special kind of feeling, speaking as somebody who's often unsettled by, like, claustrophobic deep-sea areas in games. Okay, now I do remember this from watching my buddy play years and years ago. The patients wielding the, like, IV stands are really, really strong. Can we parry them, though? Yes, we can. Good. Lots of blood vials. Unsurprisingly, this area's probably going to be just coated in them. Stealth is effective, therefore treat footing with care. Ah, I see. Oh, whew, that's a lot of them. And so yes, did you try out Subnautica? Know about it, but I never played it. Never have. Shortcut? Yeah. Patient room floor 4. Antidotes. Oh, man. No! No, no, no! Oh, man. Okay. Alright, they got me. I was not expecting the other two to come from behind. As he says, if you want a bit of that sunken ship feel, Subnautica on hardcore is great. I wouldn't doubt it. I know several people who are really, really enamored by that game. It's got beautiful visuals, I know that much. So I'm curious to know if these guys, because like some enemies in the Souls series do, rely exclusively on sound to track player characters. Because I wouldn't expect that they can see all that well, if at all. Unless they've got some kind of, like, second sight, you know? So our goal here is to make it to the very top of the research hall, and then make it out onto sort of its roof. Okay, so that's a 5-hit. Little combo. No! No! 40,000 plus echoes down the drain. God damn it. Oh, why? MC says, just like Pinwheel being attracted by walking in water in the catacombs, this game has some well-hidden detection. It does. It does. Well, back to the beginning. Oh, this is a different model. This one doesn't have like a gown or straitjacket. I don't think that makes them any different though. Oh. On Earth. Madman's knowledge. A church servant over here. Oh my god! So the chemical cabinets just explode? I mean, okay. Sure, I guess. Lab floor 3. So I see an old man there. I see a couple old men here. What on earth were they working on? I'm not sure that's a proper medical procedure, but alright. That's gonna be a shortcut. And over here we have beast blood pellets. That'll take us down to floor 2 of the lab ward. Or is this actually going to give us a shortcut from below?
Lady Mary, save me, please. I don't hear anything. Oh, save.
All these poor people. God knows how many the Yharnamites have locked up in here over the ages, especially since this is just what they're left with long after being cut off from the waking world. Imagine when this place was still actually part of the Healing Church compound, how many poor souls were ferried through here. Some of them are crawling. Yeah, I figured they would have had a grab attack or something. God, that's a lot of blood. Yeah. They do drop lots of blood vials, though, so that offsets, like, the overall high damage. Decorative old hunter garb. Well, let's check this out. Old hunter garb decorated with brass trinkets. At the time, some hunters believed that certain metals would ward off beast blood. On a night of the hunt, it's no wonder that people would resort to superstition. Fair dues. Yeah, that doesn't look half bad. Maybe with the Canehurst set? Yeah, that looks pretty good, actually. Oh, hello, you. Frenzied cold blood, very, very nice. We're gonna have enough cold blood to squeeze a couple levels out before too long. Oh, there's a balcony here. Looking out over the Hunter's Nightmare. Very beautiful. Oh, what are you? Who are you? Tending to a sunflower. Okay. Just keep at it. Oh my god! Look at the health on these things. Wow. Oh, now they take damage like regular? I guess they just had like some kind of super armor while they were finishing their falling animation? Maybe? Okay, we're going to have to do something here later on, obviously. We do not want to walk out into space just yet. Alright, we got everything in here, right? Yes, we did. Love all the eerie green lighting in here. Now, I'm pretty sure this area overall is fairly short. And these, like little side paths are only going to help us make the trip even faster. Oh, here's our friend. If we complete this woman's quest line, we will get the rune necessary to use the weapon I'm really, really looking forward to.
Could you do something for me? I need brain fluid. Murky, mushy brain fluid. Please, I need brain fluid.
Yep.
Murky, mushy brain fluid.
So there's a couple different places we can get our hands on some brain fluid, but we want to do so ASAP. Oh, that's the one that's got our echoes. Blood vials, thank you. Tons of these corrupted patients all about. Unfortunately, so few of them appear to be lucid that they take a little while to aggro properly. Save the ones throwing acid at us from up above. Oh my god. Oh, there we go again. Yeah, there it is. Wow, this area has a lot of ambushes, doesn't it? I think it's only got 5 or 6 floors, though, on each side, so we're actually not doing too bad. Either of them drop anything for us now? Oh, I hate that attack. Oh, God. I'm sure you can parry these guys, but with how low their health is, I doubt it's really worth it. Okay, so at least they do tend to start a little flurry of swipes from a fair distance, so most of them, it appears, by default, will miss you. It's not too bad, then. Oh, they've got the vials, though, or at least one of them does. Now, what on earth were you guys guarding? Sedatives. Okay, useful for fighting friends. Oh my god. There's so many of them. Oh, there's so many of them. Whew. Oh, and they're fast, too. Really fast. Right into a corner. Wow. This DLC is brutal, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry I'm not playing better, but Jesus. MC says, I come back with tea and I see you died. Yeah, you've probably missed about 4 or 5 deaths. These patients are well, they literally are insane, but their damage output is ridiculous. Okay, just keep working at him. Problem is, once these things are aggroed, they do not let up. Trade-off being it takes them a while to really notice you, so... Oh! Shit! Nancy says I don't think you're playing bad. I remember the speed run, running away from these and still getting assaulted. It's... yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't know what's going on in this DLC. I don't know, I don't know what's a good word for it. I think just the more I play Bloodborne, the less I end up liking it. I can't argue that it's a bad game, and I have no real interest in doing so, but I'm not enjoying this nearly as much as I did the Dark Souls games. I think the, like, character designs and the world design, all of that, they're just gorgeous, really, and I wish I would be enjoying this more, but I'm kind of not. Okay, so it seems like the cane is better for dealing with at least small groups of them. Yeah, there we go again. The issue isn't the number of enemies, and it's certainly not how durable there are. They're really weak, actually, by the standards of this game. It's that almost everything that enemies at this stage of the game do, or I'm sorry, more things seem to take more than half my health than do not. In Dark Souls, again, like, even with our build, which was not a big, bulky build, even though we had fairly decent armor most of the time, that was not true even of the late game. Like, the Drake Keepers wouldn't drain over half your health if they hit you with their hammers. Despite being some of the strongest enemies in the game, that just wasn't the way the game worked. This one is ruthless. And I want to say it's not just the combat, they were also trying to find a way to make the rally mechanic seem balanced, and so just thought, well, we'll increase enemies' damage output, and went a little overboard with it. MC says, having enemies that are just brick walls makes the combat stale, where the first Dark Souls had different enemies in adjacent rooms to vary the combat. As did Dark Souls 2 for the most part. But, good point, good point. So, do we see the problem here? It's like, when they're locked on, even if I have the Blades of Mercy, or when they're aggroed, many of their attacks still go off faster than mine do. Even if I execute before they do. Like, there's no wind-up to a lot of those. Yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to question this game's design more and more the deeper in we get. Like, I can appreciate it's a different game going for a different feel and all that, but it just feels so bad. Like, what's a good way of putting it? It's not like Dark Souls where I constantly... We threw ourselves into the abyss to fight the Dark Lurker so many times, or, into Sir Alon's fight so many times, because I always felt like it was possible, you know, hey, if I just change this or that up, or optimize my strategy through X method, I got this. Here, I don't feel that way at all. It's like, can I do this? Theoretically, yes. Doesn't feel like it. At least the acid throwers aren't all that accurate. MC says these are like the base zombies, yeah, the hollows of Dark Souls, except with a one-hit kill. Yep. Don't you want to find like some Reddit posts or something where people are going on about Bloodborne being too easy now? Like, not really as challenging as we expect from this studio. I want to. And you know they're out there. You know they're out there. MC says, let me find a way to play Bloodborne so I can post on Reddit how easy it is. Well, now, to be fair, I'm sure there are strategies that I'm not using and, like, builds I'm not using that do make the game easier than this, for instance. But still, even still, Jesus. I wasn't exactly great at Dark Souls 1 or 2. Nor were my builds, like, optimized or anywhere near, but still. Oh, we got acid coming in hot. Okay, we finally passed the, like, crazy patient way. Not quite, because they've got, what looks like some melee support right around the way. And the melee support stole my echoes. Oh, right, this is the area we could have... Oh, yeah, now I feel kind of silly. Remember, we could have dropped down here and... Well, I say I feel silly. We could have dropped down and, like, ambushed the melee patients from a distance. But I'm not sure that would have made things any easier. At least we can kind of sort of parry you. MC says the problem with have a better build people is that the games provide a variety of weapons to play with, having all their variation of action. Better build is not a fun way to play. I would agree. Generally, I would agree. And that's another reason why I prefer Dark Souls 2. It felt like the greatest number of builds were really, really intended to be viable in that game. Like, you could even run through the game with, like, just fist weapons, or just whips, pretty easily, provided you knew how to build your character. Oh god, what does that one have? I don't even want to know. Don't even want to know. Quicksilver bullets. Quicksilver bullets. Oh, we got the Blood Gem Master trophy. That's quite nice. MC says, and if you provide multiple weapon types, you need to have the gameplay enable, like, the fun of that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you see that thing, that, like, slowly pulsating sack on the center platform there? That is what we need to destroy in order to get the brain fluid that the woman in the ground floor laboratory needs. Still love these old guys. You're kidding, right? Yeah, okay. Bloodborne. I am sorry, I know this is absolutely no fun to watch, somebody throwing themselves at a brick wall over and over again. Let me know if you guys think I'd be better off or better suited playing something else. I'd be happy to. So we're going around now. I am not about to put myself through all of that again. No idea how we managed that, but I'm happy we did. MC says, of course there's a fuck you trap. Oh no, yeah, this... There were more of them down on the lower levels, but those didn't kill us in one go. They nearly killed us. And MC says, no, I think we should finish Explore It, because at least it has good lore and we endure together. Amen. Yeah, no, we can make it through this. Slowly but surely, we can make it. Oh my god, oh my god! Even his damage has been cranked through the roof. So maybe we're supposed to, like, go around? That's what those traps tell us? It's a shortcut. Hallelujah. Now, apparently, based on, like, what I've been told, the boss of the research hall is the easiest one in the DLC. Not easy per se, just the easiest. Always take the bullets from our buddies. We will never ever run out of Quicksilver bullets, hopefully. Alright, so how do we trigger these things? Oh, they just explode once and that's it. Okay. Oh, now they come in headless, unstaggerable models. That's interesting, certainly. Oh, I suppose their heads have been harvested or disconnected to form those large lumps, like the one we're angling for down there. At least they're slower than the others. Much slower. Blue elixirs? Okie dokie. Oh. Oh dear. What are these? Fair ambush. Treat right spot with care. So I guess whenever we... Oh. Yeah, these things probably can attack. Okay. Okay. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest, and they deal frenzy, because... I mean, Jesus, why wouldn't they? Down you go. You're getting rid of all of these right now. See, it says wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, these things are creepy. Very creepy. We got an elixir. And an enlarged head. Oh my god, is this like a helmet or something? Of course it is. An enlarged head of a patient of the cathedral with a cavity that just happens to fit a human head, though one would be mad to try it on. But if you do, listen carefully for the sticky sound. Drip, drop, as water seeping up from the depths. Slowly, steadily. Oh, now we're styling. We blend in now. This is a deep cover mission. Now I need to find some way to move all the staircases about. And I think there should be a switch somewhere around here. Oh! Oh, there's a pressure plate attached to the explosive medicine cabinets. Okay. Okay, so there is telegraphing there. It's not too bad then. MC says, I think these are people that became puddles of goo. Well, no, that's what remains of their heads. Like the headless models we've seen all around. That's how they ended up. Somehow. Another model with the IV stand. So it's easiest to, like, parry that little flurry of attacks. God damn it. It's like, what if every area was the Iron Keep from Scholar of the First Sin, like that first courtyard? What if every area was like that? Fortunately, we do have access to our shortcuts here, I'm pretty certain. MC says it's almost like this part of the game wants to give Lauren drips. I am very thankful for the shortcuts. I am resentful of almost everything else here. Again, design's really cool, but wow. Hold on, I'm going to look up something for fun for us in the meantime. Okay, no, so I just did a quick little search. There are, like, Reddit posts and the like you could find talking about how Bloodborne is too easy. There are. And they're glorious. So it looks like the big guys, at the least, don't take all of our echoes. That is nice. No! No! Oh! I'm doing very badly at this area. We're almost to the end, though. That right there is our way out. From the top. There's only one more area in the DLC after this, though. There's two bosses, one right after the other in this area, and then there's a final boss after a very, very Lovecraftian area. Okay, here we go. Yep, MC found exactly the post I'm talking about. Ain't it great? There we go. That got him. Oh, having some trouble there, guy? MC says this is fun. Oh yeah, no, there's some great ones on there, and they also say Hand of Fate 2 is found easy to some because you can, like, stun lock enemies fundamentally. I'll say this, Hand of Fate 2 was not easy by any stretch, but it had a very fair and consistent difficulty that slowly curved upward throughout the entire game, with some of the optional challenges being quite trying, but never, like, frustratingly so. It felt very, very fair and constantly engaging the entire time. Hey look, it's our buddies the Crows. Back for some ambush action. Great One's wisdom. Oof.
Listen close, and you too will hear the sound of water.
So there's kind of a theme in all these musings, isn't there? Oh, goodbye. Oh, I thought it would have... MC says, I mean, strength is kind of difficulty spike for people. If you want to get, like, the gold token, absolutely, and I can see that it's already, due to its, like, limitations, a much tougher challenge than a lot of the other ones. But, if you recall, I think. I could be wrong, but I think I never got frustrated trying for it. We knew what we had to do, and it was just all about execution and a little tiny bit of luck. I think, did Dark Souls 1 ever, like, really frustrate me on stream? I don't know that it did. I know that Dark Souls 2 did, like, at Iron Keep exclusively, and we were fine for the rest of the playthrough. I never felt, like, overwhelmed or anything. But, here... Oh, here. MC says, but only because it's the first challenge that requires us to put effort in combat because it's not frustrating, it's training. And they say a little frustration from one. Right, New Londo. New Londo. Here we go, let's get some brain fluid. Brain fluid, mmm. Exactly what the saint needs. Like, I think Spyro 3 got me angrier than Dark Souls 2 did. So now that we've switched all the walkways around, we can explore a bunch of brand new areas. Oh, crows, I've missed you, old friends. None of you guys can hold IV stands. MCS, now would you say Hand of Fate 1 was frustrating? No, not really. Even like Valenos' challenge at the end of the game was not bad, because again, nothing ever felt entirely out of our reach. Like, even if I couldn't execute properly, I knew always what I needed to do and kind of like how to do it. Oh, shit! There we go again. MC says, never got to watch your entire playthrough. I think the VODs are on YouTube. They should be, if you like want to catch up at some point. So in a response to that incredible Reddit post, somebody said, I think this is pretty accurate when we talk about this game. Hello, it's our buddy from earlier on in the game.
Not a pretty sight, is it? The true face of the blood-worshipping, beast-purging, healing church. But that's not all. You seek the secrets held by the nightmare, do you not? Then here's what you must do. Climb the astral clock tower and kill Maria. She hides the real...
Now, Maria has a reputation for being the best fight in the entire DLC, if not the entire game. Hard, but not, like, excessively so, and just a really interestingly designed fight. I do look forward to that one. And, as it happens, her personal weapon is the very best for us, like our build in the entire game. Bar none. These things are a nightmare. And we're not present until we lowered the staircase, I don't think. Blood vials? Oh no, bullets. Lethal blood gem, that sounds good. Kin cold blood. And he says, yeah, the trick with Hand of Fate is always with the cards. Right, right. So long as you know how to use the cards, it's not too bad, even to get, like, the optional objectives down in the second game. Now, real quick, we did get some brain fluid, which is... oh no, there it was, near the bottom. Grayish amoeba-shaped brain fluid, wobbles and bounces, extracted from a patient whose head expanded until that was all they were. In the early days of the healing church, the Great Ones were linked to the ocean, and so the cerebral patients would imbibe water and listen for the howl of the sea. Brain fluid writhed inside the head, the initial markings of internal eyes.
Please, I need... Oh, thank you. You're terribly kind. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, I hear the sticky sound. Do you hear it too? Oh, I know. Will you have my blood as thanks?
Oh yeah, that seems like a good idea.
I was once a blood saint too. That makes me happy. But I cannot move. Look, on my right arm. I'm sorry to trouble you.
She is easily the nicest person we've met in ages. We got the blood of Saint Adeline.
Oh, don't be greedy. I shouldn't.
Okay, now, for the next step in this quest line... Okay. Okay, we need to, just keep collecting brain fluid, and we'll get different gifts as we go. Her blood, though, restores HP instantly, then regenerates it over time. Blood taken from Adeline, the patient of the research hall. Adeline was originally one of the blood saints who received treatment by the church to cultivate worthy blood. Adeline's was one of the few cases that turned out favorably, as evidenced by her retaining most of her sanity, I suppose. So now we need to use the elevators to work our way back on up. I think, right? We get a key from our second dose of brain fluid, and we get the rune we need to make the most of my favorite weapon with the third. And the weapon, I finally found out, we get for clearing the DLC. Once you clear the entire DLC, you get a really, really cool weapon as a reward. Which I do appreciate. This should... will it send him right over the edge? Oh no. Close though. Now, we've got to be careful because there was a church hunter somewhere around here. Yeah, they're right over there. Right?
I have failed. Please, Lady Maria.
No? Where on earth were they? You know, they showed up right after we died at some point. Alright, going up then. We've got more tower to explore. Lots of bullets, very nice. Yeah, there's the pressure plate. Here's the hunter in question, guarding, well, what do you know, another brain fluid donor. Nice. Ooh, they've got lots of health. Lots and lots of health, my god. And they are really talented at evasion. Repeating pistol, damn it. There we go. That's the way to deal with NPCs, clearly. Like, just cut them down to size with the twin blades before they can do anything. Plenty of sedatives, bullets. Nice, nice, nice. Thank you. And we might need the balcony key to get in there, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it's cool that we've effectively cleared the research hall, isn't it? Certainly took long enough. MC says, when I suggested friendly innkeeper for the strength challenge in Hand of Fate 2, that was a new strategy that I had just implemented. Your strategies were kind of instrumental in me getting through that game as quickly as I did. My own, and the ones that work best for Hand of Fate 1, largely revolve around just picking up as much equipment as possible, since it can be converted to gold, it can be used, it's typically very versatile, and just stockpiling equipment and blessings as quickly as possible. One thing I like about Hand of Fate 2 is its special objectives require you to change the way you play or think about the game to accomplish certain objectives, to where, like, say, stockpiling equipment might not be the best way to achieve your ends, or would be totally unworkable. Let's head back and buy lots of blood vials, because we are running low. Oh, but not before. Give our friend some more brain fluid, right?
Oh, don't be greedy.
MC says, I mean, stockpiling is basically what you do, but you have to have stuff to spend it on. Right, right. That's why I tended to prioritize, like in Hand of Fate 1, cards that would give me, like, resources and equipment, or just equipment. Whenever I could, and thankfully that game had plenty of them. So, blood vials. We could buy 41, and you know what? We are actually going to spend everything we have on blood vials, because I know what's coming up for us after the first fight. Give me 1 minute, guys. I am going to run to grab a new drink and pick up a couple books that just arrived at my front door, and I'll be right back for the conclusion of today's stream. folks, we are back. Got a little bit over half an hour left in today's stream, and go until about 6 o'clock my time. And we're going to try to take down the boss of the research hall. And before we take on, like, the boss immediately after that, again, Lady Maria, who is... oh boy. We're going to go at least show off, if not defeat, the super boss inside the cathedral. You know, one of the last opponents from the main game that's left? One of the bosses I never beaten. Let's do it.
Oh, there you are. Don't be eyes.
Okay. Okay, so we need to,
Oh, don't hide.
talk to Adeline maybe after clearing the area or something. We will be able to complete our quest line in time, no worries. There we go. Right up over the edge. Bam. Oh, that felt cathartic. Alright, so this is it, guys. Showtime. You ready for this? So what kind of boss do we think is on the other side of this door? One second, just cracking this new drink. So if you remember, near the top of the Cathedral Ward, we fought the Celestial Emissaries in what was called the Lumen Flower Garden, like the Moonflower Garden. Well, welcome to the absolutely gorgeous Sunflower Garden, home of the Living Failures, these giant, like, malformed mages. There's several of them, and they are just that, like, failed attempts at creating Celestial Emissaries. They've got a lot of health, like a lot of it, and there's a lot of them. Or, to be clear, I should say, they have a lot of health relative to what we could do. Oh no, weapon at risk. Okay. Now they do have a special attack where they can, like, call down icy meteors from the sky like Rom. And that can apparently just devastate us. So there's a ton of them, but I think only 4 will ever be awake at a time. They're all, like, buried here in the garden. Gotta really look out for those magic attacks, though. Those are the real killers here. Ooh, lordy. Blades of Mercy, why do you have to fail us now? can use the sunflowers as cover, thankfully. Or the large sunflower, anyway. They don't have much in the way of physical attacks, do they? I'd say these are a lot closer to Celestial Emissaries than what was waiting inside. They got better, maybe. Oh, here it comes. Here's the meteor attack. Thankfully, it seems like for the most part they're kind of static during that. Well, there's certainly no Ludwig now, are they? He says admiringly. Oh, wow. Raise the roof? Yep. It looks like the meteors all come down from the same direction, which is great. Great for us, anyway. So they're actually most vulnerable during their super attack, it would seem. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Even if this isn't the run, we can be quite confident in our progress against these guys. They also take a while even to, like, fully spawn in. I appreciate that. How many of these have we killed? Like, close to 10-ish? Maybe 8 or 9? One of them should be Stray during this time. No, no, no. I will use as many blood vials as I need to at this stage, because we've practically got it. Looks like they normally face the direction the meteors are coming from, I think. Which, I mean, makes sense. So they're stronger than Celestial Emissaries, but nowhere near as cute or marketable. Okay. If they raise the roof one more time, we should be able to wear them down. Got him! First try. MC says, now I come back and see living failures. This game keeps on giving. I know. We got the Astral Clock Tower key, though, and the Living Failure trophy. We are not going in there yet. I do not have a death wish. Thank you very much. Isn't it weird that, like, after Ludwig and after the research hall, we get that? Like that feels like a boss that could have been in the main game. Like the mid-game of the main game, you know? Oh, but it's about to get harder. It's about to get much harder as we head on toward the end of the DLC. MC says, I figured out why my mind wants to come back to Hand of Fate during these games. It's because of the 3 varieties of weapons. Oh, yeah. Right down to the artifacts. I gotcha. That makes sense. MC says, as I said, the game difficulty is erratic. Yeah, it is. It is. More blood vials? I don't care. Just give me all you got to give. We're gonna need them. So now, just to show something off to you guys, because there's no way this is going to end particularly well. First, I do not want all this insight, because the boss we're going to face off against next can frenzy you. So I'm going to buy myself a blood rock for 60 insight. Why not? Doesn't have great arcane resistance, but everything else is pretty good. MC says it's not simply because of the weapons, but how their gameplay changes. Light weapons are super frantic, where heavy weapons are slow but powerful. I gotcha. I can see the correlation there. Alright. Time for me to finally show you guys what's inside the Healing Church. As I said, like, the different factions of sort of Yharnam's ruling class, Bergenworth, the School of Mensis, the Choir, and the Healing Church, they all sought to treat with different Great Old Ones in different ways. The Eldritch Patron of the Healing Church genuinely meant well, and tried to communicate with and help people any way they could, and people just abused the power and gifts that it gave them, and it also didn't know the best way to help people without harming them. So we're going down now to meet... Oh no, I didn't repair my weapon. Crap. Bold Hunter's Mark, yeah. We're going to be going down to meet the patron of the Healing Church, and they are a totally non-hostile entity that we have to aggro in order to fight, much like, say, the Ancient Dragon or Priscilla. But we do have to kill it in order to get, like, the 4th and final Chalice tile set. And also because I've never killed it before and want to see if I can. We use a thick cold blood to get enough echoes to hopefully repair this blade. Yep. There's only one more lamp to discover in all of Yharnam, and it's the one dropped by this boss, or spawned by this boss, the Altar of Despair, and oh, what a good name that is. So the boss is weak, like most old ones, to bolt damage, but we're gonna try it with our blades first, just in case. You might recall that we're standing above Vicar Amelia's boss room, and we're actually going beneath it for this boss fight. Oh, we got a Call Beyond and the Hunter's Craft Trophy. Nice. A Call Beyond is a very, very powerful artifact. It's the one that kept laying us flat when... Oh, hello. When, we had to fight that choir assassin at Bergenworth. Create small star explosion. You need 40 arcane to use it. 40. No. Oh, well, this is going great. Totally forgot about that one. So this probably ain't gonna be the run. Oh, we do have help we can summon, though, if we need it. So, yeah, this is the benevolent, well-intentioned patron of the Healing Church. Ebrietas, daughter of the cosmos, and she looks incredible. And she's actually mourning one of her friends. And would you look who it is? It's Rom, the vacuous spider. Rom's physical form, since we killed it only in the dream. Oh, I don't feel right about this, because this is a good god. But it's what we gotta do. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Now, you can actually wound her, believe it or not. You can wound her so badly that she can be parried, effectively. This is not the hard part of the fight. Her face is extremely vulnerable. She gets more and more attacks as the fight goes on, I believe. Isn't she beautiful in her own way? Like something completely and truly alien. Oh, that's a grab attack. We were in just the wrong place for that one. And she's got a charge, but unlike Ludwig's now, hers is not a one-hit kill, most of the time. Oh, here comes the frenzy blood. Fear the old blood. For it gets just all over every goddamn thing. Then you gotta call like carpet cleaners in, and it's just a hassle. It's not worth it. Fear the old blood. Ow. The only thing really working against us here is the short range of our weapon. There is a telegraph for that. She, like, rears herself up. But does so slowly. Uh-oh, here comes the frenzy. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a call beyond. Oh my god! Please never do that again. What the? I've never seen that attack before. Sheesh. Okay, so I think when we have more blood vials, if we just go in more aggressively, we can manage this. That wasn't too bad. For like a first try, that was not too bad at all. MC says, Ebrietas sounds like ebriété, which is drunkenness in French. That's interesting. I doubt it was intentional given her lore, but very interesting. So, like, the magic user, Celestial Emissaries are much faster on the draw than I remember them being. I'm probably misremembering, but... Guys, I will be a very, very happy camper if we manage to cap off the stream by bringing her down. If you can attack her head enough, I think, you can wound it, and that's what will allow you to parry her. Like, she'll collapse with her head on the ground. Ma'am, no ill will intended. I just really need, like, a cup from your altar. I'll give it right back when I'm done. Seriously. Promise. That's more like it. Oh, got some range on that. And a slam she can follow up with, okay. The range of the blades is so short that we've got to look for something that we can really exploit. Ow. You know, by the standards of this game, despite dealing heavy damage, she's not particularly aggressive. There we go. That's what we wanted, baby. That's what we wanted. Yeah! Oh, look at all that blood. There's all the frenzy blood. Ow. As long as she doesn't take flight again, we'll be fine. Second try? Really? Oh my god. Well, okay then. Brady got Daughter of the Cosmos trophy. So, I'm not gonna attribute all that to skill, because she did kind of get caught in a corner and we just wailed away at her flank, but we took her down. Do nothing. We can come here later if, you manage to give the Canehurst summons to Alfred. He'll go to the castle and kill Queen Annalise, but some of her, like, still twitching viscera will be left behind, and you can bring it here to the altar and use its mystical powers to effectively reverse time and revive her. So, the implications of the scene we walked in on is that Ebrietas, the Great One who wanted to help humanity more than anything, was grieving the death of, like, this artificial old one who was her friend, and trying her level best to bring, like, Rom back to life, which is all kinds of tragic. Yeah, it feels great because that was such a wall for me in my first playthrough, but, like, from just a lore perspective, this does not feel like a victory. MC says, nicely done, you monster. I know. Now we're only left with the, like, morally ambiguous or awful old ones, and MC also says maybe she just doesn't want to fight. Yeah, no, she doesn't. But she's really good at it. Really, really good at it. So, after a quick level up, maybe, do you guys want to at least see what's waiting for us at the top of the clock tower? We're probably not going to win today, but we can take a look-see.
Very well then.
MC says, I always want more stream. You got it then, man. I do hate that, like, when more of our friends or new followers tune in, or at least have over the past few days, it's always in those moments where I'm, like, on the verge of an absolute conniption. I do hate that that is... It's the worst time for new viewers to pop by, you know what I mean? This should give us one level. One level. More arcane, I guess? I mean, yeah, more arcane. Well, more arcane or more skill? For now, honestly, probably more skill. We're gonna need it in the short term.
Farewell.
MC says kind of what happened with Fan of Fate 1 when I joined. Fair enough, fair enough. I just hate for that to be, like, folks' first impression of the stream or of myself, because I think broadly we do a decent enough job keeping a pretty positive, like, friendly atmosphere here on the streams. As long as skateboards aren't involved. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we were gonna look at runes. Do we have any better runes? Boost rally potential. That's... Yes. Dexcom, I got you. We don't have more potent versions of any of our earlier runes. Okay, and I can promise you, Arcane is not going to be useful here. MC says, I was going to say Bloodborne would be better with the skateboard section. Oh god, can you imagine that? This game's hard enough when it knows what it's doing. Now, if there were, like, enemies on, like, rough Victorian skateboards, that'd be really, really cool. Like, maybe some of the old men are, like, rolling around on, like, planks strapped to these, like, massive carriage wheels or something. That could be fun. MC says, but yeah, we have a friendly atmosphere. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that we've been able to create that. Actually, there's a boss in Neo 2 that rolls around on these gigantic wheels, and while you can damage the boss normally, if you want to cause them to collapse and expose themselves to great amounts of damage, what you actually have to do is target these, like, power nodes, these crystals on the wheels, and after smashing all of them, the boss will just collapse in a heap and be vulnerable to, like, that game's equivalent of a finishing blow. Okay. This is gonna suck, but it's gonna be really fun. Lady Maria is a skill-based, essentially like a skill build taken to hell and back. And she specializes in extremely fast, relentless attacks with a katana. There are 3 phases to the fight. During the first, she fights normally. During the second, she begins, like, whipping out lines of blood with every attack to kind of extend her range. And during the third, the blood explodes after it hangs in the air for a moment. She doesn't have near as much health as Ludwig or even the Living Failures, but she doesn't need it. But notice, we finally made our way to that area, or that, like, kind of shattered clock tower we saw outlined against the sun, or imposed over the sun, this kind of lattice work in the Hunter's Nightmare. We're almost to the source of the nightmare, the place this all began, the patron of Bergenworth. Does she look familiar? She should.
Should be left well alone.
Someone we know was explicitly modeled after her. One of the greatest hunters of all time.
How the secrets beckon so sweetly. Only an honest man will kill you now.
Oh, check that out, would you? Oh my god. I know this fight. I've actually fought this battle before in a different game. A much easier version of it, but still. Yeah, you can see how this is hard. She's relentless. There is a boss in... The final boss of Neo 1's first DLC is an explicit callback or reference to... MC says referring to Sekiro? No, the final boss of Neo 1's first DLC is physically as well as mechanically modeled on her. They even share the same name. Except that one attacks with alchemical magic, meaning that in addition to all this, she straight up teleports. Oh my god! My Jesus! And you know, she has more health than I thought. I thought she would, you know, maybe be able to take like 8 parries or so, but no, she's got a lot of health. Okay, I'm sorry about all these, like, chimes and dings and all that. My malfunctioning, like, blood glucose sensor just wants to keep telling me it's not getting any readings after I acknowledge it. MC says that'll take some learning. Yeah, especially since this has got the old Bloodborne penalty system built right in. She gets a ton of, like, distance with that. Got her. This will be phase 2, and we will die. Yep, here it comes. Oh, that's gotta hurt. And believe it or not, the timing of her parries changes in the second round. Well, we knocked her off balance, but the blood got us. Oh my god. What the fuck? Sorry, but... What was that? Well, we got her down to phase 2. That's more than I was expecting. So it looks like when she brings the twin blade to her hip, or like is knocking it for a thrust, we can maybe run in around her. Probably, but when she's priming it for like one of those diagonal slashes, we've got to run right the hell away. So I am already seeing something of a problem with this. Do you notice that with every single one of her attacks, she just goes flying across the floor? Like, even the ones that don't involve a thrust? But again, I keep going back to this entire damn DLC, and actually this entire damn game, I keep going back to the feeling, that this overpowering feeling that if these enemies didn't deal this much damage, the game would be just fine. It'd be really good. But having everything able to kill you in 1 or 2 hits, literally everything, is more frustrating than it is legitimately challenging. Like that! I couldn't get away! Which would be fine if I could survive more than 1 or 2 hits. So I cannot use the same tactics I did, say, for Maria in Neo here, because the game doesn't give you those tools. The timing on that is so weak. I can't heal. She literally will not let me heal. Did you see toward the end there, just before the camera faded, how, like, she primed that attack too, and then, without moving her feet or charging or any kind of animation, just slid maybe 7 feet across the floor? Her weapon is the best one in the game for us, by the way. Like, once we get our hands on that, we can have a lot of fun with what's left of the game, but... The only problem with parrying is virtually all of her attacks are executed instantaneously. What am I doing wrong? What are we not doing here? Clearly, like, the two-handed slash or the double overhead has a significant delay, and probably the only way to parry that is to get it just as it's coming out, but god damn! MC says, yeah, everything in this game moves and attacks unnaturally, but the graphics are kinda aimed for realism. Right. What? There we go. See, like there, I got her, but she knocked me on my ass anyway with all the blood. Oh, got her. Kinda, sorta. Apparently one of the DLC weapons actually can just outright cheese her, but we can't use it all that well. It's the whirligig saw that Volter was so good with. Oh, phase 3. Sure. You know, whatever. Fine. Should have expected that, really. MC says, I saw that blood explosion coming. I did too, but you know what I didn't see? What I should have? Of course it instantly kills you. Of course it does. Typically, in games like this, even Dark Souls games, lots of bosses do have AoEs at the end of phase transitions that are meant to, like, you know, encourage backing up. But rarely do they do a lot of damage. Typically they knock you on your ass, and that's like the penalty. Or the big penalty, I should say. Not so here. So, yeah, Gurman's doll is modeled after her. She's, like, the inspiration for it, and is, like, along with him and Ludwig, considered one of the greatest hunters of all time. Oh, we actually knocked her out of her charge. Nice. That time we didn't. Not so nice. Shit! Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? I think one of the things with Bloodborne that frustrates me more than it did with Dark Souls, or one of the reasons why I could tell this game is more frustrating for me, anyway, is after overcoming a lot of these challenging obstacles or encounters, I don't feel accomplished the way I would, say, in Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Demon Souls, even Sekiro. I just feel kind of exhausted. Like, oh god, I'm glad that's over. In an interesting, or a cool little bit of attention to detail, she also has the same voice actress as the doll. The final boss, for the record, is also a humanoid kind of dual boss, but it's against something with the power of the old gods instead of the hunters. And it's also very hard, apparently. But it gives us a cool weapon. She doesn't. I don't think she gives you anything but, like, story progression. Man, a lot of her attacks stun lock us really easily, don't they? Okay, phase 2. Yeah, she's gonna teleport away and transition to phase 2. Woo! We've not seen any of her phase 3 attacks seriously yet, but believe me, they're brutal. Here we go. And now her parries change again. Look at that. So, visually, this fight is amazing, right? Come on! Just crosses the entire arena, doesn't it? God almighty. Oh, well, ladies and gents, it looks like we're actually going to have to conclude there because I've just been told, some company I've been waiting on has arrived. So unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it right there. We got close. We got very, very, very close to the end of that fight. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating, but it does feel doable. I'm confident on tomorrow's stream we'll be able to knock Maria out and take on the final boss of the DLC, and probably a lot of what remains of the Chalice dungeons as well. I do hope you'll join me for that. I can't wait to move on to anything else, honestly. But we're almost done with Bloodborne. For the very first time, I'm going to have cleared all the main content in the game, and I can't wait for that. I'm so excited to share that with you guys. And thank you. Thank you all for your patronage, and really, because I hate to get frustrated on stream, I hate to not be my very best for all of you, I do really appreciate your patience with me through this experience. It's like teeth grinding, but we'll make it. We're almost there. Probably 2 or 3 more Bloodborne streams, I'd say. Something like that. 3, maybe. And then maybe a little break and on to Dark Souls 3. Excited for that. So until next time, ladies and gents, thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me get over to my... There we go. Bye-bye.